to the Township of Anna Regina as we celebrate the Golden Jubilee of our independence. This celebration is taking place in this township, and as mayor of the town of Anna Regina, I can tell you I'm very proud to have this celebration being slated for the township of Anna Regina. Independence, brothers and sisters, was not given to us on a platter. There was a tremendous and intense battle for independence in our country. And therefore, I ask you, as we celebrate this occasion, we pay tribute to the pioneers of our independence struggle, whom very often were beaten, harassed, and even placed in jail before independence was granted to us. And therefore, my friend, it wasn't an easy task for those who led the independence struggle. And as we celebrate this morning and during the course of the weekend, I ask you that we do so in peace and harmony and in a sense and an atmosphere of brotherhood.
Today, I'm saying to you that unless they are involved together in unity and as one, the region will be inefficient and ineffective. And we will not discharge our duties to the public properly. There must be collaboration and cooperation. Let us not kid ourselves. You must demand in your own self-interest that changes must be made now, today.
And please, as we pray. Om Sukham Varam Dharam Devam.
A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen.
Our mighty God, today, let us humble our hearts as we recognize Him. He is the one that created Guyana. He is the one that created this earth. He is the one that created the universe.
So we can live a life so free. He gave us life abundantly to live eternally. The Holy Ghost and fire say you can't stop them. You can't stop them. You can't stop them.
I love thee, oh, I love thee.
Brothers and sisters, this is our independence. We must be forever grateful for the sacrifice and quality service of our ancestors, the vision of our founding fathers, and all patriotic Guyanese who struggled for a better Guyana. Let's celebrate as true Guyanese. We have a duty to positively transform our region and country in keeping with our motto of one people, one nation, one destiny. Ours is the task to cultivate patriotism in our homes and communities. This anniversary will certainly inspire us to work for the greater good of all our people.
I am greatly honored to be here today for this flag-raising ceremony. I'm also grateful to see such a diverse group of persons representing Essequibo. As His Excellency President David Granger has said, independence offered us a new beginning and an opportunity for national unity. Of course, over the past 50 years, attaining national unity has not been easy. We have come a long way, but there's still further to go. We have broken down many of the walls surrounding race and class, but we still have to break down other walls, such as those surrounding simple geographic locations. At times, those in the hinterland regions feel as though they are in a completely different country from those in Georgetown. You are here today are the products of the challenges that have been surmounted over the past 50 years. You represent the resilience and dedication of those that have come before you. Despite, at times, feeling that you have been forgotten or less than others in other areas, you have risen above these difficulties. Put aside your differences and emphasize that we are indeed one people of one nation and one destiny.
To feed our honorable minister. Yeah. Okay, and you would do the same. I know many of us are jealous, you know. Okay, good. Let's give a loud round of applause. And they're going to take a toast now. Yeah. Good.
Guyana will always be your home. And so my message on independence to all of our Guyanese citizens, whatever part of the world you are, Guyana is your home. Welcome home. Welcome home. This is ours. This is our land. This land is my land. This land is your land. From the Rupununi to the Corentyne, from the Greenheart Forest to the Atlantic waters, this land was made for you and me. A happy independence to all of you. On behalf of Brigadier David Granger, our President, the Prime Minister, Mr. Moses Versami Nagamotu, the Cabinet of this country, and all of the persons in government, I wish to say that all of you, all Guyana, must celebrate. We must celebrate. 50 years of independence is something that we must celebrate. But as we celebrate, let us ensure that we have an eye on the future. Let us ensure that those persons who are next to us, the young ones, that we continue to excite them, that we continue to inspire them, and let them understand that Guyana is ours. I thank you very much, and a happy 50th anniversary to all of you. Thank you.
The number 50 has a special meaning. In the Bible, it represents freedom, deliverance, restoration, and jubilee. According to God's commandments, the people of Israel celebrated every 50 years. The 50th year was referred to as Jubilee. During the Jubilee year, all debts were settled in favor of the debtor. And, and inheritances were returned to their rightful owners. Also, those who worked as slave laborers in order to repay a debt were granted their freedom to return home to their families and land. It has always been a time to start over. And so if we examine our journey over the last 50 years, we can see that this year, 2016, is truly Guyana's year of Jubilee. We are now in our season of restoration, and the APNU-AFC coalition government, and hopefully together with the members of the opposition, will ensure that we restore the good life to each and every Guyanese.
Mr. Master of Ceremonies, Attorney General, Mr. Basil Williams, Mr. Earl Lambert, Regional Vice Chairman, Mrs. Pauline Lucas, Regional Executive Officer, Mrs. Amina Hines, Deputy Regional Executive Officer, officers of Region 4, Mr. Lennox Schumann, Tushao of, I want to say, is it Pakuri? Yeah, I got it right. And I'd like to acknowledge all of our special guests here today. I want to thank all of you for coming out to join with us here in Region 4 to celebrate this 50th Independence anniversary. I'd like to acknowledge our young people, the generation of tomorrow, those persons, individuals who we are going to pass the mantle to sometime soon. Because when we come to the 75th anniversary or the 100th anniversary, some of us, if not all of us, we are going to be in our rocking chairs looking on to see what you are going to be doing, taking Guyana forward. And last but not least, we have some very special people here in our midst. People who have traveled across the oceans to come home to Guyana to celebrate this very important occasion. Yesterday I was at another forum, and one of them said that he did not appreciate being termed as a foreigner. He says, I am Guyanese. Whether I'm living here in Guyana or I am living overseas, I am Guyanese. And so I want to acknowledge the fact that you are Guyanese. And I want you to put your hands together for all of you for being here to celebrate with us. In March of this year, Region 4 launched our program for the independence celebration. And we used the theme, Region 4 Supporting Development for 50 and more. Region 4 is the most populated region in Guyana. It spans from Cane Grove on the East Coast right through Georgetown, and we go way up the Linden-Soesdijk Highway. Our constituency ends at Moblisa, but we also include the communities of the Demerara River and, of course, our only Amerindian settlement at St. Cuthbert's Mission. We are happy to celebrate at this time 50 years where we began. It is important for us to know where we began so that we can have a vision and a dream for the next 50 years. And in Region 4, we can acknowledge that there has been development in our region. We can boast of having the 2 international airports in our region. We have the Eugene Karai Airport at Oga, and we have the Chedi Jagan International Airport at Timeri. And so whenever you're leaving or whenever you're arriving, it behoves you that you do so in Region 4. We can also boast of our potentials in education, in health, in public works, in agriculture within our region. And I want to begin that in Region 4, over the 50 years, we would have had a number of new schools that were instituted in our region, because when the Community High School project was instituted in Guyana, it was instituted here in Region 4 at the village of Bedford-Fuwakting. And so it moved along to Georgetown and to the other regions. We can also boast that we have the Bladen Hall Multilateral School. I'm talking about changes in education. And so, because the government then viewed the importance of changes in education and ensuring that it is relevant for the development of our country, hence, we had those changes. We would have had some new hospitals here in Region 4. We have the C.C. Nicholson Hospital at Nabaklis on the East Coast, and we have the Regional Diamond Hospital at Diamond on the east bank of Demerara. But I can also say to you that health services was brought closer to the people within our remote areas. And so along the Linden-Soesdijk Highway, we would have established health posts to service our people in those far-flung areas. We would have rehabilitated and constructed new road networks to service our people. We would have constructed farm-to-market roads to bring relief to our farmers, and we would have given services to our farmers so that they can improve in their production. Region 4 is a very vast region. And as a people, I want to say to you that we should acknowledge where we are today, and that we should have that plan within our minds of where we are going onwards. In our schools today, we would have instituted technology, and so there is ICT being taught to our students. Because as a nation, as a region, we must keep abreast with technology, and that we should use technology so that it can help us in our research, so that we can expand and develop on our education in our region and in this country. Our young people are important to us, and so therefore we have rehabilitated some of our recreational facilities so that our young people can spend their spare time in a very meaningful manner. The Regional Democratic Council of Region 4 is made up of 35 councillors. And as councillors, we are all given responsibilities to work with the various communities within our region. In Region 4 also, we have 15 neighborhood democratic councils. And I'm happy as I stand here because in March we participated in the local government elections, and so we have 15 new councils that are responsible for our NDCs. The work of those councils are supported by us here at the RDC. We look forward to seeing Guyana developing into a country where our Caribbean brothers and sisters can once again come here to either seek employment or to help us in the development of our country. It is important for us to reflect that some 50 years ago, as the chairman mentioned, we were then under colonial rule by the British. This morning, when I was participating in the March Past, I was saying to Vice Chairman that I felt nostalgic because some 50 years ago, I was still at primary school, and our teachers then told us all about being an independent nation. They taught us the national anthem and the national pledge. And when they gave us those instructions, we felt a sense of patriotism, that Guyana belongs to us. And so when we sing the national anthem, we sing it with pride. And when we recite the national pledge, we recite it with pride. I want to say to our young people today, because on Sunday I was at another function and the national anthem was being sung, and a young man was there and he was fidgeting and doing all sorts of things. And I was trying to focus because in my mind as a Guyanese, if you are reciting your national pledge or if you are singing your national anthem, you should do so by exhibiting some amount of pride, by standing to attention. The words of our national anthem and our pledge is very, very important to each and every one of us. We have our national flag, the golden arrowhead. On the 25th of May, 1966, the Union Jack was lowered and the golden arrowhead was risen. I want to say to us that Guyana belongs to each and every one of us. And regardless of where you go, please be a patriotic Guyanese. Determine in your hearts and in your minds today, this is where we are. But we are thinking about tomorrow. We are thinking about the future and what will be your contribution to the development of this beautiful country, Guyana. And if you make that pledge within your hearts, it means, therefore, together as a people, your contribution, you know, the older people used to say, one dirty build down. And so, if we all work together as a people, regardless of the color of our skin and the texture of our hair, we throw all of that aside and we make a commitment that I am a Guyanese, and whether I live in Region 1, Region 10, or Region 4, I am going to make a significant contribution for the development of my country, so that the dreams that were spoken over our country some years ago, that Guyana can become the breadbasket of the Caribbean, that I am going to promote agriculture so that our young people can work in those fields, take up those careers, so that we will not only feed ourselves, we will not only eat local, we will not only produce new products from our local products, but that we will also become an international exporter, putting Guyana on the map in a very positive way. We sang just now, this land is my land. This land is your land. Wherever you are Guyanese. I want to close by saying to you, let us cooperate for Guyana. Each region must work for Guyana. Each neighborhood must work for Guyana. And I especially feel the symbol of Guyanese when I walk around the various communities and I see Guyanese displaying the flag of Guyana, displaying the colors of Guyana, and working together during this season. I want to ask each and every one of you that the same spirit that brought us to work together to celebrate this 50th independence anniversary, I pray, God, that this spirit remains with us as we go through from the 27th of May onward. A very happy 50th Independence anniversary to each and every one of you. Thank you very much.
I agree with the MC here. It sounds like you're still half asleep. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Sounds a little bit better, but I think we're getting close to lunch. Protocols observed. All members present. A pleasant good morning to you. A bit impromptu, but I will try to be brief so as not to bore you too much. 50 years on as an independent nation, and what have we achieved? There are many, many takes on that. I like to take a fairly optimistic view as to what we are as a nation, what we have achieved as a nation, and I would say this, what we have achieved as a people, because at the end of the day we are one people, one nation, one destiny. We're all headed the same way. With the Attorney General present, I hope he doesn't disagree with this remark too much. But Guyana is for all of us to make better, to do better, and to see better. We cannot, as we have shed that veil 50 years ago, we cannot allow anyone or allow anyone else to come to this country and make a difference for us. It is for us to make Guyana better for us. I hear one, yeah, that's right. I would have expected maybe a few hundred. But I will hold firm on those remarks. Just a very brief note. I'm a commercial airline pilot by profession, and one of my colleagues is somewhere in the crowd here, William Gardner, an ex-Guyana Airways pilot. And I would tell you that it doesn't matter where I would have traveled in this world, where I would have flown to in this world, that anywhere you meet Guyanese and you ask them about what's going on, they say, where? Home? It doesn't matter that they would have only been born here, spent a year or two in Guyana, and would have left the shores of Guyana some few decades ago. There is always a home in their heart, and that home is always Guyana. And I will say that that is true. I went to Germany a few times, and I showed up in a little restaurant, coffee bar, cafe, and there was this gentleman behind the counter serving up coffee, speaking German fluently as though he was born in Germany. And then he caught on to my German, which was very, very broken and very bad. And we conversed a bit, and then after that I said, you know what, you're not German. He said, no, I'm from down in the Caribbean. I said, well, we're in the Caribbean. I said, Guyana. And I asked him, I said, well, what are you doing here? This is a bit far for a Guyanese to come and live. He said, yeah, I'm just buying my time before I go home. But that just goes to show where Guyana is in the hearts of people, where it is in the hearts of all of us. And it is important for all of us to remember that, for all of us to take that to the very end and see of the difference that we ourselves not only owe to our neighbors and our families, but to this dear land of ours. With that, I'd like to close and say happy 50th to all of you. You look very young for being 50. And all the best for the Jubilee celebrations.
As we reflect on independence, we think of so many things. We think as an individual, we think that independence means to us that we're free to think and free to do things for ourselves and not relying on anyone. As a nation, independence means to us self-governing. In my opinion, and I know probably a few folks may want to disagree, but in my opinion, independence was not only important 50 years ago, but it was absolutely necessary. If we were to think about, and I'm going to relate this to a baby in his or her mother's womb, it is comfortable there for 9 months. After you would have reached that 9 months, both the baby and the mother get discomfort because it's no more comfortable being in that small environment. So therefore the baby comes to birth. And it's a similar thing for our nation. And even for our, as human beings, I recall growing up in a home with my mom and dad and 5 siblings. And it was absolutely necessary. I feel comfortable being with my siblings. Until I reach in my 20s, I tell myself I want to be on my own. I want to move on. And it's just like that with a nation. We were part of the British. And we felt, and our forefathers, and our leaders, former leaders, fought hard. Independence, nothing comes easy. Our past leaders, they would have fought very, very hard for our independence. So independence comes with struggle. We will fall, we get up. It's normal. That's absolutely normal. So even as we celebrate this 50 years of independence, let us look at our motto, which the theme, for independence, which says, reflect, celebrate, and inspire. Let us reflect on the struggles of those who would have fought for independence. And we know our 2 previous leaders, Mr. Forbes Burnham and Dr. Chetty Jagan, they would have fought tirelessly for this great day. And I could only imagine, I wasn't there, I was in the making, but I wasn't there as yet, 50 years ago. But you know what? We can all reflect on those times. We can look at where we would have gone wrong, where we would have fallen, where we didn't do it right. And we can learn from those mistakes, because it's only from our mistakes that we can move forward and even do much better. When we think about celebration, That's what we're doing now. We're celebrating 50 years. And we think about where we are today, where we have moved from. When I sit and I would hear my mom and my grandmother before she died, the things they were telling me that used to happen in the past and to now prior to independence. And I'm like so amazed. We have really grown in the nation. And we need to, yes, everything may not be perfect, but you know what? We are getting there. There's no other place. There's no other place. And I will say it again and bold and brag about our country. There's no other country in this world can be as beautiful as Guyana. So we need to give ourselves a clap. We think about it. We are not affected by earthquake and any natural disaster, hurricane and those things. So we're blessed. We're not only blessed, but we're highly favored. Amen? So we need, I'm not preaching by any chance, but we need to celebrate because we are indeed a wonderful nation. We have freedom of speech, freedom of religion. Every religion, we don't have to hide as a Christian or as a Muslim or a Hindu to do our religious work. We can do it boldly because we have the support of the groundwork was already laid years ago for us to do this. And when we think about inspire, we need to inspire the younger ones and inspire each other and inspire the young ones in particular about what great potential this beautiful nation Guyana has for each and every one of us. And think about it, another 50 years, I don't know about you, but I know I'll be there another 50 years, I'm certain of that with the help of God. So I just want to wish each and every one of you once again a blessed independence. And let us all come out, support the various activities that we have. I know that the chairman, I don't want to take away his task, but I know the chairman will implore you to do this. Come out, celebrate, and let's have fun. Yes, within the confines of the law. Thanks.
Independence. On the Linden Highway. I learned about independence just the other day. I see Gandhi celebrated
like to acknowledge the presence of, over the past 50 years, our country has made significant strides in all sectors. As Guyanese, we must take pride in our achievement as a nation.
We have our work cut out for the next 50 years. Guyana can look forward to greater prosperity. I think we have a beautiful country that belongs to all of us. All of us must share in the national pie. All of us must share in the work that is created in our country. So today, I want to call on our Guyanese. Like I congratulate you on our independence, 50th anniversary of independence. I also want to make this call for us to live together and work together to build our country. Happy 50th anniversary to all of you. May God bless Guyana. Thank you.
Today, as Mayor of New Amsterdam, I celebrate with you our Jubilee Independence Anniversary, 50 years of an independent Guyana. Jubilee is not just a made-up word for this celebration here in Guyana. It was way back in the biblical days. If we read Leviticus chapter 25, verses 1 to 15, it's in the Bible. So 50, it's a glorious, a golden milestone. So today I salute you, Guyana. May God bless you, all of you, and may God bless Guyana. Thank you very much.
Even though politics tend to divide us, we must know that a nation must unite us. The leaders we had, from Chetty Jagan to Forbes Burnham to Desmond Hoyt to Janet Jagan, Samuel Hines, Barrett Jagdeo, Donald Ramotar, who all became presidents, and before that, Otto Chang, they all played a role to bring us this far. We made mistakes, yes, but these are not mistakes we cannot correct, and these are not mistakes that we must not correct. And therefore, I believe that all of our political leaders, all of our political parties, they deserve to be commended for the role they played to bring us this far. And if we are to move forward, more than ever, we need every hand on the deck. As I refer to the Guyana ship, we need all hands on the paddle. We can't look at which paddle is red and which is yellow and which is green. We have to look at the Guyana paddle. And we have to play like the Guyana team. We have to bat for Guyana. We have to bowl for Guyana. We have to run for Guyana. And above all, we must win for Guyana. So happy Jubilee to you. Thank you for coming. I want to thank the Army and Police ranks, the Constabulary ranks, and the Scouts, and the children from the various schools who have come here and identify with this historic Golden Jubilee celebration. And I want to thank the leadership in Berbice, the region and the municipalities, that they have also done an extraordinary job to bring us all here under 2 big tents, 3 big tents. All must become the Guyana tent. Thank you and enjoy the rest of the day, the rest of the month.
I saw it come for sec. I saw it come for sec. I saw it come for sec. Sweeter than sugar, nicer than spice. When you cook a curry, put a pepper and spice. When you eat a saltfish, you eat it with rice. Not for you prefer the saltfish alone. And when you eat it down to the bone, 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 boom. Guyana nice. I saw it come for sec. I saw it come for sec. I saw it come for sec. Guyana you born. Europe where you come from. Hey, Guyana you born.
Una vez que te vi, que era bonita, se te puso la cara, se te puso la cara coloradita, arriba y arriba, ay arriba y arriba.
Tonight, I want to ask each and every Bartican, each and every resident of this beautiful region of ours, to come forward. Let us work together. Let us put our petty differences aside. Let us join together, let us join our hands and our hearts, and let us go forward, build our region, build our country, so that the future generations would have a great future ahead of them. They would have a great inheritance.
Let us embrace nation building and national unity as one people, one nation, one destiny.
The cricket in the jungle, Sunday morning right after church, the people assemble. Donkey say me first, I batting, you know I like my cricket. Crapple sit down behind this stem, it's alright, I'll keep it wicked. Giraffe and kangaroo up and lay, snake down in the gully, umpire parrot, up in the tree, it's alright fellas, are you ready? And the one in the crowd start to sing very loud, and if you hear them hit the ball, donkey hit the ball, come for driving and making ball.
Bartica, you have the right spirit of nation building. I commend and applaud your desire for development of a model city in unity. For united we stand, divided we fall. Fellow Guyanese, let us remember that the struggle for independence was fought putting nation above political parties and self-interest. Guyanese are united under a common cause. Tonight, I consider it a blessing to witness Guyana's 50th independence anniversary. There were many freedom fighters who would have struggled for independence, shed blood and tears, and did not get a chance to glimpse the lowering of the Union Jack and the hoisting of that mighty golden arrowhead.
Because after this one, we'll have to pull it down back and do back the knot. You see, they tied, it was tied.
I know you're scared, your heart's bleeding, yeah. But what are you gonna do now? I think it's time you play.
Have disrespected her and called her names because of her scars. But we all are broken pieces. Ironically, pieces of her are tattooed in our DNA. So we call her Madre, Spanish for mother. So kudos to her. In a few hours, she is turning half a century.
Some may condemn our level of progress and criticize that we have not advanced further on our journey since independence. I say to the critics, if you would have seen what we Guyanese have endured and overcome, you would have a greater appreciation for where we are now and what we have achieved in spite of our many hardships.
Let the sacrifice of those who struggled and died inspire us today and guide generations to come tomorrow and beyond. The independent covenant remains unconsummated. Our task today is to complete our mission by securing within the next decade a good life for all Guyanese. We are proud of our accomplishments since achieving political independence over the past 50 years. We now look forward to the achievement of economic independence over the next 50 years.
Very long time, you know, and one thing was the city problem. They haven't had enough seats for the people them to sit.
But you enjoy the event?
Yes, I enjoy everything. Enjoy everything.
Alright, thank you.
Because I brought my granddaughter for her to know, because the next 50 years she might be alive. Right? So she could be able to say, because I tell her the next 50 years, she gonna be 58 years old.
Event was okay, it was wonderful. I enjoy every second of it, especially the little girl that went last night. I enjoy every bit of it. And I am so happy and proud because I am 50 also. 2 weeks before now, I turned 50. So every celebration for this month is my celebration. So that is very good.
Well, good. I enjoy myself. I enjoy every moment of it. Because I know I won't live to see the next 50. So I'm enjoying it right now.
It's excitement. Wonderful. Thank God I'm alive to experience it. But it's okay.
I think it was great. I'm from the USA, and it's just a lot of people coming together. It was really warm. Everybody was happy. I thought it was great. Huge celebration. It's a big accomplishment to be independent.